when walking around singing Ron and Bev songs. The Black Girl one that Brother Joe recorded. I'm Black Girl, I'm a genuine lazy bum. Fucking great. And he had another one that Sleeves did. Sherman Sleeves, Obajibi, which was Earl's slave name. Earl Douglas originally worked for O&A. Completely useless. Liar. Just incompetent at his job. But as Ron said, they really can't fire him. I mean, especially past the Obama election. You couldn't fire him without a lawsuit. Great stuff. And speaking of that, Jesus, guy, come on. Jesus, I'm letting you go. Just put a little spring in your step, you fucking kids these days. They're my people, though. I can't get mad at them. The Anthony Cumia back on the radio. That's something I never thought I would see happen in a million years. Magic Pro again. I see that guy all the time now. Well, actually, you know what? I see the same people all the time anyway. It's a very small neighborhood. You know, that's why it's easy to spot all the new people who are brought here to cause the kind of trouble we're seeing here now. You know, it's a shame. It used to be awesome here. You know, it used to be awesome here. We didn't have to worry about shit like that. But yeah, I never thought I'd see him back on the. I mean, who would have imagined this would have happened? It's just great. You know, it's great to see. Not only to see him do well, but to see the salt of all the people pissed off that he's back on the radio. I mean, I talked about it before. The Overton window has shifted, and yeah, the Trump thing is a big part of it, but also society was just getting tired of it, of all the stuff, of all the special interest groups forcing their ideology of themselves in a way of life on everybody else, you know. Protected classes, of which we have quite a few now. In fact, I would say almost every class is protected except for white Europeans. It's kind of it. They're the only ones that you can still fucking fuck with or say things about. I could say terrible things about the Irish, the Italians, French all day, and just have no problem. But you say a few things about a protected class, and I'm gonna have some trouble with YouTube. I still do it, of course, but I just do it in a low-key way, you know, in the way I can. You got to be a little smart about it. And I'm just smart enough, average intelligence, to get away with it. Here comes the damned guy again. Not damned as in the cool damned. Damned as in the bad damn. I've highlighted him before. I think he's in undercover. I think he's in undercover because he pretends to be homeless and he talks to people crazy and he talks to himself. But then I saw him at the ATM looking very normal. So he doesn't look like someone that'll be able to handle the ATM, but I saw him handling it really well. He's probably doing the ATM better than I can. So, you know, there are undercovers here that pretend to be homeless people. I was caught up in a whole sting like that 2018, maybe in 2017. Was it Demon Summer? Might have been Demon Summer. It happened down here. I got wrapped up in it, but I got out of it because one of the undercovers turned out to be someone I knew, or he knew a lot of people I knew. And once we made that connection, he just he got me out of the whole thing. He just said, you know, don't worry about this guy. It's a long story. It involves being followed around for a long time. They get these kids too. These kids that maybe trying to work off some legal shit, and they get them to be like informants. You know, they try to get some stuff like, hey uncle, do you want to buy some weed? Or do you have any weed? Or I heard you have this, I heard you have that. Yeah, it's funny shit. But what was that? Oh, Anthony, yeah, Anthony Cumia. I started listening to O&A. Actually, I was on O&A. I was on the show in 1996, they were having a contest for Kiss tickets. And the contest was who had the most Kiss memorabilia. So I'll tell you how that turned out in a minute. Bank's closed, so I'm able to stand here for 2 seconds and fix the camera. Usually stop around here, anywhere, and it's either, if you're like the bank, I'd have a security guard out there in a minute. What are you doing over there? So O&A had this thing when they were working at WAAF. I wasn't really a listener back then. I knew who they were, but to me they just seemed like just a regular, like, you know, cringy jock shit. I didn't know, you know, and because a lot of it came across as goofy. They had like these albums and stuff, and all the goofiness was really Opie. You know, you could tell because he's the guy that was, he was the radio guy, and we're gonna have this and that. And you could tell, like, Ant, like, looking at some of that stuff, he was just kind of reluctantly, like, doing it, like, yeah, you know, because what are you gonna do? But you know, he didn't like that cheesy ass shit. I don't think he liked much of the stuff Opie did. But anyway, they had a contest. They were giving away Kiss tickets and prizes and stuff. But Kiss had just gotten back together that spring and that year, and it was summertime. And they were at Tower Records in Boston when they used to be at Tower Records. And you had to bring a Kiss collection, and they would you know, pick winners. So me and my friend Steve, we combined our collections, and we were bringing the Kiss collection together. We combined our collections because we figured, wow, there's going to be, you know, a lot of people going to be down there trying to let's combine our forces. Let's join forces like the mega powers. So like the mega powers, we got down there, and nobody had shit. We had all the stuff. Color forms from the 70s, face painting kits from the 70s, the dolls, from, like, all the shit that we had that we collected. So we won the tickets, and then we're also in this, entered into this raffle thing just because we were there, and we won the raffle too. And the prize was a guitar and a Kiss jacket. So the crowd, there's a crowd there, they weren't happy with that, because they're like, these guys won the tickets and now they're gonna walk off with the guitar. It was a signed guitar. I think it was one of those Paul Stanleys, it's Charel, wherever he plays. I think that's what it was, I don't know. Point is that yeah, we won the 3 big prizes they had. So he comes over, he's like, guys, you know, is there anything, can you help us out with this? Play, you know, and we're like, no problem, man. Just we don't need the guitar, and you can take the jacket too. And like, no, you can have the jacket. They gave us a jacket. We didn't know what to do with the jacket. We ended up selling it right there, which leads into what happened next. As we were walking back to the car with all our Kiss shit, just a mob of people came up to us with money in their hand. Like, oh, can I buy that? I'll buy that. I'll give you $100 for the color form set. And we were just like, yeah. We sold the jacket. I think for like $250 we sold the jacket. And we sold everything we had. Because what it was is these like major Kiss fans. They'd never seen the stuff we had. You know what I mean? It wasn't like today, where you had a lot of Kiss fans that collect all this stuff. They'd never seen some of this stuff in person. I bought the colorform set in New York, in the Village, at a place called Love Saves the Day, which was down where all the cool boot shops used to be. I don't know what the fuck's down there now. Probably a turkey basis for lesbian drive-thru. I had no fucking idea. But at the time, you know, they had cool shit there, and I got a couple Kiss things here. And these are things we just picked up because we were always fans, you know. And Kiss were kind of fucking done in like in the 90s. No one cared about them, and it was easy to pick up stuff. So in '96, when they got back, everybody was interested again, and so we made a bunch of money, and we got good tickets. I mean, they weren't great tickets; they were good. But it was like a super hot ticket back then. It was hard to get tickets. So I remember we took a picture with them. in front of the fire truck for some reason. Oh, sorry, I gotta go in here too. Hang on. So after his very first show, as everyone watching this probably knows, he got syndicated after his very first show. That's pretty unbelievable. Like, he was taking that job just to try to get his foot back in the radio, you know. He never thought he'd even get an opportunity to do that on a regional sort of channel. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Luckily, they had some fans over there. And I mean, he didn't really even do anything bad. He said something on Twitter that people say things on Twitter these days, like they're dropping N-bombs on Twitter now. And but back then, you know, it wasn't quite 2016, but it was still hyper PC back then. But I think he called the woman a savage. And it's like, cause she was acting like one. I mean, that's nothing compared to what I do here. But back then, it was different. And it wasn't even on the air. It was on his fucking Twitter. They got him for that. But whatever. So he was persona non grata. Persona non grata. Ra's al Ghul. Illuminati confirmed. So yeah, he got a Sunday night shift, and like all his detractors made fun of him for, like Opie and Kevin Brennan, the screaming grandmother over there, about how he's on Sunday night on AM or something, trying to clown on him. Meanwhile, look at where fucking the both of them are. So then after that one show, he got syndicated. And the radio station he's affiliated with has like 300 something channels across the country. So now it turned into, for those people, it turned into they don't care now. It's satisfying when you see good things happen to good people. So he's on tomorrow night again, and I think he's gonna have Jimmy on, or wait a minute, how many shows have he had already? Did he just have one show? Has all this gone on after just one fucking show? Maybe. But he's gonna have a little Jimmy Norton on, and it'll be like a Nopi show. Do you know what I mean? Like him and Jimmy, where everybody always wished it was. You know how people wished things were. Hang on a second. Switching up my hand here. I like when people just completely block the fucking sidewalk. Just unaware. Maybe I'm just still salty because they had a machine gun battle in my fucking neighborhood the other night. And no one will say anything about it. They caught a guy. They said they arrested one guy, 19 years old. They won't show his picture or say his name. Of course they won't. Of course they won't. That's okay. Tear it all down. Satan's world has to come down. Just rip it all down. Just accelerate. I'm an accelerationist. I want to see this thing just fucking all gas, no brakes. Because you're not going to turn anything around. You know, nothing's going to be turned around. And I'd rather just have it all end than have to live around certain people for like even another. Like if it could all end next week, that'd be awesome. But you know, it's hoping for too much. But yeah, so he's gonna have Jimmy on. It's great. You know, this whole thing's great. I didn't listen to the first show. I heard parts of it on YouTube. But I guess a lot of people downloaded the app on that first show, and the listenership went up some crazy amount, like 400 times the previous Sunday. So all these radio stations that are affiliated with this channel, like, hey, we want this guy too. And he can do it because, like, since he's been up, even though he's been uncensored, he's just gotten better at what he does. I think the stuff he's doing now out of his house in South Carolina is the best stuff he's done in years. the compound thing was getting, I don't know, I kind of lost interest in it. I pulled back once in a while when he had Gavin on there. I listened to some of that. I thought that was great. But a lot of times it was just like, I don't know. I mean, look, a lot of fans that came in the beginning and lost interest, came back again. It was just weird. The format was weird. You know, he felt he had to have a co-host, and it was like he had all different ones, and one of those guys left him for Crowder, and then they tried to help out poor Artie Lang, and I mean, yeah, they probably knew, but still, it was nice they tried to help him out, because people can't come out of that dead zone without a hand. He's not going to crawl out of it himself. So it's nice that, you know, put his hand out to him. At least he tried. You know, a lot of people wouldn't. But yeah, these shows he's doing now are some of the best. So I think he's going to do very well. He's going to do very well. Like I said, the Overton window has moved a little bit. Well, a lot, actually, lately. And hopefully we're going to have a couple years where we can at least say stuff without being thrown in jail. Like it's doing with people over in the UK and in Europe. They put you in jail for mean Facebook posts over there in the UK. They're so fucking done over there. Hey, kitty, don't let the Haitians get you. Don't let them eat you, buddy. Got a lot of Haitians here now. And we've had missing cat things all over the fucking phone poles now. If they don't eat them, they use them for voodoo. So, Godspeed, little guy. So yeah, Anthony Cumia back on radio. There's this, you know what? It's only up from here. At least for a couple years, maybe. Till next time. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.